coffee. Woo!
Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia.
Broadcasting live from sunny South Florida, and the best way to start your Saturday. This is KMA Talk Radio. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. And now your KMA crew. The man with the scoop, William Cooper. Alex the Goat Tavella. And always telling it like it is, Honest Abe Dababneh.
I like to smoke them like the Winston Churchill. Like John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, pumped up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar. My cigar, yeah.
Good morning to all our loyal listeners, libertarians, and lovers of the leaf. Honest Abe here. We are broadcasting this week's episode of KMA Talk Radio. And as always, I'm here with the trusted KMA crew. The man they call the GOAT, Alex Tavella.
570,
the
my
man,
bad.
It's okay. Episode 570. The man always bringing us news and updates, teaser and rumor free. William the Scoop Cooper. And sitting in as a guest host this fine Saturday, a man known as Johnny Smokes, John Reamer. Welcome to KMA Talk Radio.
What is up, everyone?
What up, John? Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
Welcome.
How's it going, Bubba?
Yeah.
Welcome to KMA Talk Radio.
Thanks for having me.
I tell you what, I kind of missed that 4 minutes, that 3 minutes.
I know.
Right?
I know. Don't worry, we'll have the intro fixed next week.
But I like the use of the sound bites. Let people know that hey,
we're here. We're alive.
Yeah,
we're alive.
it was well done. It was very well
I heard
done.
the Mamma Mia. Like, what's going on? Like, yeah, it was
something. I just wanted somebody to know that we're actually here. It's not.
Very.
I made a major blunder. I made a major blunder this morning, and I didn't realize it until I got here.
Do you share?
You can't wear green shirts and use a green screen. Major blunder this morning. Yeah, you can't. So I had to throw a tablecloth behind me just to get. You can't. No green shirts with a green screen. Coop doesn't have that problem.
I'm looking a little dark today. So oddly enough, sometime last week, which I think is just an omen that this room really needs to be done.
I felt like it was going here for some reason.
Bro, this is our dining room, so we have a light fixture, chandelier-ish kind of thing. It's a chandelier light fixture mix combination. Came crashing down on our dining room table.
Ooh,
really?
Jesus.
Cord still attached, going up to the ceiling. The chandelier is it's heavy. It's right here next to me. I can't bring it over. There's absolutely no lighting in this room, so I'm in pitch black in this room. So I think it's just an omen that this room needs to be redone.
Is it an omen or is it an omen? Could go in.
No. It's an omen that you need to start.
You may want to go. I don't know. You may want to go
room.
Consult an oracle. That may be a bad omen. Don't mess with
it.
The room may be saying, "Leave me alone." Don't.
No, the room's already falling apart. That's what.
No.
Start taking it apart. Yeah. No, the room's already falling. Well, you know what happened is, I don't know. I don't know if you've experienced this with Coop, any of your sons, but Alex either. But my son had the worst habit of just overflowing a bathroom on a regular basis, bro. Bathtub, toilet, sink.
Yeah.
You know, and he's totally on that side of the house now. So now he's fucked up the area above our little like playroom area and my walk-in closet. But his room used to be right above this dining room. So I think he probably sopped some water through over the years, whatever, and something just finally gave way. Because he's been on that side of the room for a while now.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I've already made, I'm in the process of buying a house. Most people know, but I've already made the decision that I'm buying an industrial plunger and snake because I will refuse to pay for plumbers to. I got maintenance guys that I just call to do it now for every other day when my son clogs the toilet full of toilet paper. I'm buying a snake and a plunger. I'm not paying for plumbers 3 times a week.
Yeah, but this kid like regularly let shit just overflow, and it would just overflow and overflow. I'm like, what is the matter with you, bro? Just God bless my son.
What?
He has a very special talent.
Jay Smokes, where are you at? You at the shop?
No, I'm actually what we call the Devil's Den. It is a tent on our back porch now because it's kind of warm in here without the heater. It's supposed to go up near 80 degrees up in this neck of the woods.
Nice.
And this is.
I don't know
Did
what
we
happened.
lose sound?
Lost your volume. You
We
lost
lost the sound.
We lost the sound.
We lost your sound, buddy.
out of nowhere.
It just like died. Yeah.
Yeah, he just
Well-
did you mute? Either way. Well, Johnny,
You hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes. But in the Devil's
Whatever you
Den,
did, don't do that again. In the Devil's Den in the backyard. I like it.
What,
I like
I'll stop breathing.
it.
But
Well,
yes,
to catch
that's
some
where
of-
I'm at.
to catch some of our fans up to speed, obviously, our former host Juan Cancel is not here this morning. He had, he just moved. He's got a lot going on. His wife took in a job Saturday mornings. We're going to be a very tough commitment for him. So, kind of like in the Tonight Show tradition, we're going to have a series of rotating guests from within the industry, from within media, joining us here on KMA Radio for a long time, for a while now. And definitely, I don't know, but this is what we're going. And Mr. John Reamer, Johnny Smokes, was very kind enough to actually be our first guest host on KMA Talk
Yes.
Radio,
Yay.
coming right off of the Great Smoke
Absolutely.
Week. Man, did we do a show after the Great Smoke already?
We did not.
No, we did not. This we're 2 weeks out. We're 2
Okay, so it's 2 weeks. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, it's just still a little blurry in my mind. I'm still trying to catch up.
Yes, this is our first post Great Smoke show.
The aftermath. Mhm.
The after.
Now, I just got to ask, Coop, were you there?
I don't know what else I can do to tell people I am there. I was
think
on
everybody-
stage.
I mean,
I said
the
photos. So here's the thing.
Coop's
Here's
been
what-
on the Great Smoke stage more than I have. The guy
Right, I've been on the Great Smoke stage.
Literally.
literally.
I said next year if someone wants to get me a GPS tracker so you can see I'm there, give me the tracker. But I will tell everyone I'm usually in the manufacturer pit the whole time, making the rounds. So
Sure.
that's where I am pretty much. Because
It's kind of a place to be for the most part.
yeah.
Especially a guy like you.
Yeah, and a lot of times, also the other thing I really like in the last few years is, when before the doors open, there's that area in front of the hall,
Yeah, like
And
the
it's
courtyard.
the courtyard, and it's become a really cool gathering place to meet folks, hang out there with folks, and it's actually become a little bit of a tradition now. Like about that half hour before there's a bunch of us out there. Some people will stand on line to get in, but we'll just kind of hang there till the line.
I don't. So look. Obviously, I thought I muted my phone. Why is it chirping? Maybe you can help me because maybe you've been outside during this time, or whatever. But I don't understand the stand in line.
There's no need. There's no need to.
From what I could see, I don't care if you're 30 feet back. You're literally like in the door in like 15 seconds.
You're in the door in 15 seconds. You're
Because
going
I
to get
see
your
the mad
cigars.
rush.
Your
I see
cigars are
the
going to be
mad
there.
rush. Yeah, I see the mad
you
rush
already
from
have
inside.
everything. Yeah, you already have everything. You're just literally.
Why would
it's
you-
not even like
why-
we got to stamp tickets,
Yeah.
scan tickets. It's on your neck. You walk in.
If you're VIP, you got a seat somewhere.
Yep.
Especially if you bought a table. And this year there was so much general admission seating. I mean, I don't think anybody really had a hard time to find where to sit down.
No, it was plenty. Yeah.
I'd be like enjoying myself literally up until I saw, they're letting people in. Let's go.
Well, I can understand. If you're VIP and you're a few people, you don't have a table. You want to make sure everybody sits together. Maybe you want to try to get in there early, get yourself situated. I can understand that.
Yeah,
know
I
what
was
I
going to say
Yeah.
seating is to me exactly what you were saying, Alex. Is that's probably what people are shooting for? Is hey, let's get our crew to a table,
right,
and then we can do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah,
right.
and,
So
I
can
really,
see that.
yeah. What's really nice,
There's
Zeno
just-
sponsored the lounge out there this year. It was great.
That was
it's a-
nice. Law did a good job, man.
He did a great. Yeah, they both did. Yeah,
stayed out there.
Law did. That was my first time I really got to talk to Law. I had never met him. He's a good guy. Yeah.
That's a good question for you, Alex. Have we ever gotten the final hard drive?
So I have the hard drive.
Oh, I was just gonna text Marissa. You got it back.
No.
Okay,
I
good.
do have the hard drive. I should have it up sometime this week. This hard drive is a pain in the ass. We had to send it back. It wasn't the full segment, and for whatever reason, these hard drives don't play nice with Windows 11. So I got to jump on somebody else's computer. But we'll get it done this week. We finally have it is here. It is here. The hard drive.
You know,
There
I got to
you
make
go.
one more point though, because
Yeah.
everyone's saying, "Why Coop left early?" No. You know why I don't leave early? Because one of the things I love doing is needling the manufacturers who are packing up early, right? So I purposely, that's one thing I get a little joy of needling them. So
Good.
I was definitely there. So that's what I'm going to tell people. If you want to
Good.
see me
At least-
needle them next year at 4:00, go into the pit.
At least somebody does it.
I think only like 2 companies really left, or maybe even one left really.
It wasn't that bad this year.
One left really early.
One
packed
left
it up
really
really
early, which I already had a conversation with about.
One
it.
guy had to leave. Well, someone had to leave early because he had a.
But
he
his
had a flight.
company didn't leave.
His company didn't leave. Correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
that doesn't
yeah.
count. Yeah.
No, that I
I mean,
that
listen,
I can live with.
we
When
call
you're
him out.
packing up your
It's
boots,
Eric Espinosa. It's Eric
Right, but
Espinosa.
he was double
but
booked.
I'm gonna tell you what's bullshit about that.
Right.
All right, we're gonna go through a little Great Smoke bullshit session right here.
All right.
We got a few bullshits about the Great Smoke. Bullshit number 1. All right. He had a scheduled appearance that he was told about weeks before of what time he was going to be on stage. Right? Because we have to slot him. We know who Marty Cove's going on stage. Eric as well. So he had a time like at least three weeks prior to the event. You don't come up to nothing till the day of this event to say that, I gotta leave, because the director had to reschedule and move shit around to get him in on an earlier interview than he was scheduled for, which fucked up that whole timeline.
That explains what happened. Okay, that explains what happened with me. Yeah.
It fucked up our timeline up until
Okay.
the point where he was actually supposed to go on stage. I was lost. I think I even missed a segment because we have cards, right? I have a stack of cards segment by segment, which kind of keeps me on track. As they're going through shit, I just throw the old ones out and I know, okay, the next card, 12:57, I got to be on stage. That whole fucking hour and a half, whatever it was, hour window of when he went on stage and was supposed to go on stage, fucked everybody up.
It kind of went on past that, Abe, because I remember Paul said it a few times. I've seen him. I'm trying to figure out where we are. They said
That's where I kept asking when I'm going on. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a clusterfuck, and that whole thing was fucked up by Eric Espinosa personally. Thank you very much, Eric, for your inability to calculate your time and schedule. Some people, listen, I love Eric. He's a brother, but some people just don't realize how structured this shit is to run live and to run live and live. I mean, we say virtual, but we're doing a live broadcast, no edits, no cuts, no bullshit. And it's all time shit. So when you just walk up nonchalantly the day of the event, say, yeah, okay, I got to catch a flight or whatever for this event I signed up for 12 months ago, knew when it was, it just.
The guy who says he never misses it either, right? That was the guy.
Oh, he missed one. He lost.
He missed one. Okay, but he knows he wanted to keep his streak.
And I might tell you, I might have graced him. No, his company did not come one year.
Well, that was because the whole company was at the wedding.
Yeah, right. And I might have graced him that one and still honored him as a 20-year Great Smoke, because obviously he would have been there. But I don't know. I got a little pissed off this year. That may just affect my ability to let things slide. That's all I gotta say.
But I will say, in a small pat on the back, that was a more than a hiccup. That was I don't know what's the word I'm looking for.
Clusterfuck.
But it was my point is, it's a clusterfuck that nobody felt but us.
Yeah. But literally like fucking 7 or 8 people are walking around lost. lost. Like we don't know what the
but I'm
fuck's
saying,
going
but
on for like
but-
an hour and a half plus.
Right, but we didn't let it. I mean, you ask you ask an attendee, they wouldn't know. It was a clusterfuck we dealt with. Nobody. Really,
like I said, they wouldn't know because it was really a home run the event this year.
which is the goal. That's our goal.
Yeah, yeah.
Clusterfucks happen.
Yeah.
Handle it so that nobody else feels it.
My oldest daughter is the best, which we're going to talk.
Yeah, what is going on here? We got a
Well,
guy in here. He's hanging out. What is happening?
I'm going to tell you. She just texted me. So my daughter tutors kids, violin lessons. So she just had a lesson at 9:00. She's on her way back. She's like, "Would you like a smoothie?" I'm like, "Yeah, Dad. Bring me home a smoothie." Anyway, so here's the thing, and you know what, Terrence, you fucked up, Terrence. You fucked up. There's no two ways about it. Everybody could tell you're bullshitting because of that was one of my regrets. So last year at the Great Smoke, my daughter's freezing because when you're sitting up early and there ain't like a few thousand bodies in that room, it's cold. It's like a fridge in there, right? Yeah. So Terrence takes off this beautiful Aganorsa jacket and he gives it to her to wear to warm her up. And she goes, "Can I have it?" And he goes, "Well, no. You got to give it back to me or whatever." So, he walks away. I said, "Hey, Dad, you like the jacket?" "Yeah." I said, "Just keep it. Don't give it back." If he asks for it back, tell him my dad said I can keep it. Because look, Alex will tell you, all right, because there are retailers, they're professionals at this shit, right? Alex will tell you, I don't care for 99.9% of the shit. Like they bring it to my office, they give it to me, I go hand it out to the staff, I pass it out. Trinkets, all that shit. I got enough shit. I don't need shit. But my daughter liked it. My daughter wanted it, my baby girl. So yeah. I said, keep it. I said, Daddy, we're retailers. We don't give shit back. So just take it.
Fact.
This man hunts her down to get the jacket back. Takes it from her and literally goes to the statement, "We're not allowed to give these out to nobody. Nobody gets these." And he stood by that thing. So I looked at her. I said, yeah. Give it back to him. Let me tell you, he's going to cry that much over a fucking jacket.
Right.
Give it back to him. Then he has the balls to post a video how we've only given this jacket to very few retailers. So I guess Smoke Inn wasn't worthy enough, Alex.
No, I guess that other guy was.
Yeah, Smoke Inn was not worthy enough.
We're
livid
on this.
Enough.
Yeah, I was livid on this.
Yeah. There's no justification. This is worse than Philly. This is worse than Philly Gate. Okay, and
definitely.
So it's not they just give it to one. You get to a few select retailers.
Yeah,
and he talks
which
about
we weren't one.
Which we weren't one. And he talks about this jacket that he gave to another retailer. I'm like, wow, you got balls. You got balls. Now, I'm telling you, I don't know how fast he reacted, and we're gonna put him on instantly to the rescue. I'm gonna just say a few words about this because I don't know if people remember, but our next guest, when our dear friend Tom Pauser did his crazy Alaskan ride, a cross-country ride from California, he got his company to put up, because Tom was going to raise some cigars for Gars and Gunner. I think he sent us a couple thousand cigars that we added to the Gars for Gunner donation. He's constantly supportive of everything goes on. And honestly, one of the most professional and pleasurable people I like to deal with in the business. Because I'm going to tell you something. If it's fucked up and I can't get a response or an answer, this man always gets me an answer. So, the moral of today's lesson is, okay, all heroes don't flex. All right. All heroes don't flex. I'd like to welcome our guest who chimed in immediately after this fiasco, David Mealy. David, welcome to KMA Talk Radio.
Oh, this is great.
Hey, David.
How's everybody doing?
We're good. We're good. So I need somebody to fill me in here. Where does Dave tie into this?
So Dave's immediate response to this, as soon as I started bashing on Terrence, is he types in, "Don't worry, Petra. Uncle Dave has got you." Started asking me for her size and what her favorite color was, and that's all I know about what's going on. But
all you need to
jumped in right away.
That's all you need to know. It's on the way. It's taken care of. She will never be cold. She will never be cold again at Great Smoke.
Take that, Terrence.
That's stepping up to the plate.
Look who.
Here we go.
maybe
man of 1,000 excuses.
Maybe we should send Terrence a link. See if he wants.
I'm already on it, my friend.
Yeah, I cannot believe it.
And I'm going to tell you what. I know probably Terrence is back there going, "All right, man. well, I'm going to have to send Petra a jacket now. And he's probably going to have a jacket sent to Boynton Beach. And I tell you,
Petra. He's got to send about 5-6 jackets at this point.
We will definitely lay it in front of her door to her bedroom so that when she comes in and out of her room, she could clean her feet before going in.
Damn. Yes.
Listen, you can fuck with me. You can fuck with me all day long. You can't fuck with my baby girl.
Jesus. My first show is a battle royal. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is worse. It's worse than Philly Gate. This I got to agree with you on this one.
Yeah.
A lot worse.
How are you going to trust a guy who can't even recognize a good cheesesteak? Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on.
I'm highly disappointed in Terrence on this.
Well.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine?
He came on. I got to give him credit.
Can you imagine seeing your friend's daughter freezing to death because her father doesn't provide her with adequate clothing? You give her the jacket in a judgment-free way. Abe's very busy. He had a lot in his mind. His daughter's freezing. I step in, give her the jacket. And his conclusion from this is that I should give her the jacket rather than he should provide a jacket for his own daughter. Thank God I didn't drive her home in my car. She would have expected me to give the car.
She don't get in the car with strangers, bro. She knows.
We're basically best friends.
She's on her way here. We're going to hear it from her.
It's going to be like the Soviet show trials in the 1930s where she's going to get on or smile.
Bottom line
the bad guy. Yeah.
Bottom line is nobody in my organization, nobody has ever gotten a jacket from you. Nobody. You've been doling these out to, I guess, other retailers you prefer, but more importantly, I really could care less because I would never wear it. But you took it off my 15-year-old daughter's shoulders who wanted that jacket. That's the bottom line. And then you doled it out to all these other guys. God knows. God, I don't want it. I don't wear jackets. I live in Florida. All right. The girls get cold. They wear jackets in restaurants. Yeah. They wear jackets in school.
Apparently not yours because she didn't have one.
She would have been promoting your company. I mean, look at this. The company would have been on that.
Yeah, she was. I gave her the jacket to wear because, I don't want to point fingers, but her, obviously her father wasn't concerned about her health. And she wore the jacket the whole event. And then like a lady that's obviously developed her manners from her mother gave the jacket back and everything was fine. And then Abe turned it into a problem. Abe, this isn't about you. Don't ruin a good relationship.
No.
So wait a minute. So we got. I'm gonna need Petra because we have competing.
She's on her way. She's on her way.
We have one story where Petra graciously gave the jacket back. Looked for Terrence to get.
By the way, she commented already on Facebook. She went, no. No, that's not what happened. Who knows if that was her? Who knows if that was her? Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're on thin ice here, buddy.
You talk about Philistine behavior, Terrence. This is Philistine behavior on your behalf. Yeah.
Philistine behavior.
Listen, hold on. Let's just for a moment take Petra out of the equation. In which a situation I really would never even bring this up, but how have you doled these out to select retailers, but you've not given anybody from my organization one?
There's no. What do you mean? Which retailers? There's one retailer that has it.
No. Your video. Should I pull it up? I'll have Alex pull that motherfucker up right now.
I think we got
your video. You state we've given these out to a few retailers.
Oh, we did have a raffle. So
see how the shit changes. See how his stories changes immediately.
Oh yeah. Two.
You didn't say two. You said a few. The exact words were a few.
Oh, I exaggerated. Like you are right now.
Like you are right now. No, sir. No, sir. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm sure Uncle Dave has hooked my little baby girl up. She'll be posting it. She'll be posting it, wearing it everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, where did Dave come from? How did you even get involved in this? You popped out of nowhere.
Because
I saw an opportunity and took a shot.
Yeah, I'm going to remember that. Jeez.
Yeah. He picked up the ball where you dropped it. That's where Uncle Dave came in. You dropped the ball. He picked that right up, took it right in the end zone.
Oh, no, Abe. The problem is that you don't provide your daughter with a jacket, which is freezing. It's Terrence's fault for not giving her his.
Listen to me. I will take this camera off the top of my laptop and walk up to her bedroom and show you the shit that's in her bedroom. Just because she didn't come prepared for the event. Don't be throwing
now it's her fault. Now you're blaming her. Now you're blaming.
Yeah, they walk in restaurants. Oh, it's so cold. Why didn't you bring something? That's what they do. That's what they all do. That's what my wife does. Actually, my wife's gotten good.
It's everyone's fault but yours, Abe. Now you're blaming.
No. It's just your fault. It's not everyone's fault.
It's okay. I can take it, but don't blame Petra. I won't have that.
Don't blame Petra. Wow, deflection master here.
I
Deflection master.
I think it's shameful what you're doing here. Your poor daughter.
So, Dave, are we just going to surprise Petra with what this is? We're not going to tell her what's coming?
No, we're just going to surprise her.
All right. We'll make sure we post. Listen, there's a couple things I've already prepped my daughter on this, all right? Hashtag never forget. I've always told her if you ever get to the point where you may be involved or have decision-making abilities or even take over this company, don't ever forget this. Okay, hashtag never forget.
I hope she never forgets my chivalrous
and
nature and generosity.
And the other thing I told her is every time you post a picture using that jacket, I don't care, Instagram, whatever the fuck it is, you have to tag Dave Mealy and Terrence Riley and say, thank you, Uncle Dave. That's going to be an ongoing thing.
I don't think Dave, you didn't send her your jacket though, did you?
No. I sent her Groovers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here we go.
Can we hear this? Let's hear this.
A sacred Aganorsa jacket.
Sacred, my ass.
Everybody's looking for.
True.
But
clearly.
He's one of the few that has one. Under the condition.
He's one of the few, not few retailers.
Who are the few?
Who are the few?
Who are the few?
Our sales team. That's basically it. Exactly.
Dojo?
Thank you, Abe. You proved my
Dojo?
point.
You give Dojo one?
That totally vindicated me.
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Everybody on your team has one. You might one of the few outside Aganorsa that has one.
You know, most people wouldn't put a video on that completely contradicts what they just said.
What do you said one of the few. Wait a minute.
Spin doctor.
One of the few. It wasn't one of. It was one. It was one of the few.
As a guy,
one of the few, not few retailers. One of the few
who has spent more time than most in courtrooms. That does not exonerate you, my friend. You clearly stated.
Yeah,
one of the few.
Well done.
Yeah, but there are a few people, but they're not retailers.
I love how
That's
Alex
not what you stated.
affirms.
Yes, it is. I said one of the few. Abe
it's an appeal to authority, Abe. It's an appeal to authority.
I like how you affirm your qualifications before making that statement.
I'm pretty sure that might.
That does not.
You literally put up a video that contradicts what you said. You said.
Wait a minute. No.
Put up
you
the video.
said there's.
Says one of the few retailers.
One of the few.
You said one of the few retailers. That's what you said. Go back and rewind the tape to what we.
Well, wait a minute.
You
said one of the few. You didn't say that one of the few.
I know one of the
that
few.
aren't retailers. You didn't specify.
I know. I said one of the few. So there are a few people that have them, not retailers.
Yes.
But
a retailer does have them. So
has them.
Well, wait a minute. You didn't specify that.
I know I didn't specify that. He's saying I said
let's bring it. I'm gonna
Terrence. Thank you. Alex making my point for me too.
No. I'm gonna Terrence. Let's bring it to its logical conclusion. You said one of the few. And part of that few includes a retailer. So there's nothing to say that it doesn't include more retailers because part of that few includes at least, as far as we know, at least one retailer. At least. But minimum.
That's not what Abe said. Abe said that you said a few retailers. That's what specifically used the word retailers. I didn't.
Oh, guess who's here? Guess who's here?
Get her in here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Smoothie and all.
I got it. So. Oh, thank you. This one mine. Little one's mine.
This is like a Soviet show trial.
All right, I gotta take my headphones off so you can hear. Hang on.
Yeah, we need her in.
Yeah,
we need her.
I need her to come in here. I need to question her.
She's coming in here. Hang on. She just walked through the door. She put all her shit down. So, thank you for the smoothie.
Oh wow.
All right, let's go, Petra.
Come on.
Yep.
So I don't know if you recognize this man right here.
Petra, blink twice. Blink twice if you're okay.
Blink.
She didn't do it. She's, oh my God.
It's horrified by you.
I don't know if you recognize this man. Do you recognize this man? This lime green shirt?
She's gonna wear him.
Oh God. For real?
Yeah, I know.
Well, then go tell her. All
right. So now, wait a minute. Let me jump in here from an unbiased outside source. Order in the court. Petra, Great Smoke 2024. You're cold. Who gives you a jacket to wear while you're cold?
Not Dave.
Who gives you a jacket?
Terrence.
Terrence gives you a jacket. Okay, we get to the end of the Great Smoke. Does Terrence come looking for his jacket?
Yeah.
Do you go looking for Terrence to give his jacket back?
No.
So Terrence finds Abe, you got to stay out of this. Terrence finds you, right? What does Terrence say to you when he finds you?
I need that jacket back.
What do you say?
Oh.
That's what you say, home.
She sighs.
Yeah.
Okay. What does Terrence say? Explain. I need you to give your moment here.
I'm sorry that you've been brought onto this Soviet-style show trial.
Order in the court. Order in the court.
You're out of line, Terrence.
Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time.
I don't remember verbatim what happened, but I do remember the very sad emotions that I felt.
Which were?
Jesus.
When the jacket was stolen off my back.
Ooh.
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 Wow.
He took a jacket off a kid's back.
15-year-old baby girl.
Petra, I want you to know I totally understand what you're doing, and I get it. He's your father, and he intimidates even me. So I can only imagine what it's like being right next to him there. And so don't worry. You're fine.
Don't you enjoy it when I'm wrong?
Yeah.
Don't you enjoy when I'm wrong?
Yes.
There you go. Just like any child.
Yep.
But there's Uncle Dave's got you covered. Uncle Dave's got you covered. He's got something on the way for you.
Thank you.
I told everybody the rule is every time you wear that jacket or do a picture with it, you have to tag Uncle Dave.
Okay.
And tag Terrence Riley.
Mr. Terrence.
Mr. Terrence.
Yes.
Mr. Terrence. Mr. Riley. Not even Mr. Terrence.
Mr. Riley.
Yeah. Mr. Riley. Well, I mean, it's hard to argue against, witness testimony.
This could
forced testimony? Yeah.
This could be a good time to say, Petra, I'm sorry for my bad judgment. It could be a good time to apologize to my daughter for your cruel and bad judgment in the moment.
If I have any regrets, it's not that.
Well, I guess we know what we need to know then.
Never forget.
No,
never forget.
And thank you, Uncle Dave, for making up for my traumatic experience.
Yes, yeah, my boy. That poor
Nearly
child.
to the rescue.
Oh my God.
Good job.
I don't know what they threatened you with, but I hope you'll be okay, Petra. I'll never hold this against you. Don't you worry. I know the pressure. I'm with you.
Where are you, Terrence? Are you in some parking lot leaving shopping carts around everywhere or something? No,
that was earlier. I got to get up early. I try to do it the first thing in the morning.
Well,
all right,
I don't know.
Can I go now?
Yes, you can go. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to get off real quick.
I'm going to come back when I can't stay so long next time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you, Terrence.
Thank you for joining us.
He came on. I gotta give credit.
All the times I've ever been on this show, this was one of them.
The best day of your life.
Yeah, well, somebody's life.
I don't know. What did I do? I got to get where else? There he's going.
Well, Dave, way to steal that thunder, buddy.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Mr. Millie.
Well
Me
done,
and tall
Mr.
men go back a ways, though, so it's all good. It's all good. We go back to the
Slender
Casada
man.
days.
Listen, I'm going to share something too. Because I think people should know this too, right? As a company, General has always had a kind of hard time, with the Great Smoke and figuring out how to connect with consumers. And last year, was it last year you took over the General side of the business?
Yeah.
So Dave came in charge of the General side of the company and talked to me and says, look, I really want to work on the Great Smoke this year. I know General's always struggled, and they had a great showing last year. And this year, the basically number 2 and 3 companies was General and Forged. So
Nice job.
consumers love what you did. They responded to it. They were happy to see you there. And your efforts should not go unnoticed, my friend. Thank you so much.
Oh, I appreciate that. We really look forward to it. We brought a big crew, brought our CAO guy. We had Matt Booth there. It was a good weekend.
He's already been talking to me about what he wants to do next year.
Listen, man, look,
what I love.
I got to tell you, that's no small feat, man. You're there with 32 manufacturers, and for both your companies to come in 2 and 3 in sales and making an impact, that's impressive.
Yep.
And a hell of an impressive turnaround.
Yeah, you guys did a great job.
No, that is well done, Dave Mealy, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Thank you. I couldn't do it alone. We got a good team, and everybody bought in to understand what we're trying to do. And go a little faster and be a little bit, going after the consumer a little bit differently. And, because like you said, Dave, it's a big brand, it's a big company, and it hasn't always been easy, but we're finding some new avenues for sure.
Well, kudos to you, my brother. Thank you for joining us today, Dave. We deeply appreciate it. And once again, I appreciate what you're doing for my kid. Very kind.
All good, man.
Thank you, brother.
Have a great show, guys.
Later.
All right.
Take it easy.
Jay Smokes, what's up, bro?
I literally was just say, what was your
we gotta break him in
a little bit.
We gotta break him in.
Well, I'd have to say that, if I ever wanted to feel what a Huey pilot came in under fire in Vietnam, I think I just experienced that firsthand. So, that was brutal for Terrence. And sounds well deserved.
He deserved it.
He really didn't have anything to stand on. He was struggling there, he really was.
How about you fall on your sword? I messed up. Send the kid a jacket. It's that easy. I mean,
seriously,
this was an easy. And give these explanations. It's like
I've come to kind of believe at this point that Terrence likes the abuse.
Oh, he does. He does.
Whether it's a Philly cheesesteak or ripping clothes off a 15. Well, that didn't sound too right. Ripping a jacket off of
breaking a kid's heart.
Yeah, breaking a little girl's heart. I just think he likes abuse. He likes coming under his fire. I think that's his shtick.
He was backpedaling hard there, and there's the old saying, hopefully I say it correctly, is when you find yourself in a hole and you want to get out, stop digging. You know what I mean? And he
just kept burying every word he said. Tried to turn it around on Abe. Come on. I mean, Abe, I have a daughter as well, and I know exactly. They get cold all the time. It happens.
Listen to me. You couldn't give me anybody's jacket.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear it. But he's in the socialite group. He's very active. We did a micro blend with him. We're working on a smoking socialite cigar with him.
Oh, but listen, not only that, he's Terrence. We see him all the time. He's here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's local.
Yeah. Where does no one in my organization get offered a jacket? Whether it's Alex or Matt or one of our managers, we're just not good enough.
Even you.
I want to buy one of those for Bear because it's like a size issue. Jacket.
I get that. That's why I never look for that shit. I'm always a size issue when it comes to that. I mean, but how does nobody in my organization get one?
I wanted to buy one for Bear because it's Boston Red Sox colors. I couldn't even buy one.
And Reamer and Coop said nothing. They were both. Well, Reamer was a little quiet, but Coop was chiming in. Come on.
I was definitely chiming in. I called him a Philistine, and because he wasn't paying attention. I called Terrence a Philistine and everything.
Look how deceptive that avatar. Look how deceptive his avatar is. Nice, smiling, friendly. So deceptive.
Okay, but come on, Terrence. Let me order a jacket for Bear. I'll pay for it. Now you make that happen.
No, you're not.
He's got to go to his buddy in Arizona.
Yeah, you're not some of the few. Yeah. Only.
I'll write him the check right now. Yeah, I'll send him Venmo money right now. We'll make this happen.
Look, I don't know, Candy. This is your first time watching KMA Talk Radio or not, but relax, sit down. We're all friends having fun.
No, Candy's good.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, listen. No, Candy does the show with Johnny Smokes. Believe me,
Oh, is that what's going on? Okay.
Yeah. Believe me, Candy's good.
I see it now. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't got my glasses on when I do the show. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, it's good shit.
Yeah, I don't know, Terrence. I don't know about that.
Excuses are even more lame. That's what's.
We unfortunately
we couldn't get one to give away.
No, it's not. I tried to buy one. I couldn't.
Oh, that photograph was from the Great Smoke. Yeah, and you imagine the balls after he lends her the jacket. He makes her pose for Aganorsa.
On top of that, free advertising.
Yeah.
Right.
Balls.
Wow. Except
Is he getting to like an Alan Rubin level of comments right now, Terrence? I'm getting concerned.
But speaking of Great Smoke, Coop.
Yes.
Coop, did you do a write-up yet?
I'm still working on it. Yeah.
Because normally I read it. I always look for your
I was actually down with stomach virus like on and off the last 2 weeks. So it's been tough. Then I had some travel. So it is coming. But it's a very positive write-up, I can tell you, because it was a very good event this year. It really was.
I tell you what, I mean, when we chose this theme, and like we said, we chose this theme because Alex and I take our sons. I think this is the first year we missed in a long time.
That was my fault. I thought that we had it.
It's all right.
It was sober.
Well, we take our sons to the Ren Fair. That's how we came up with this idea a few years ago. And what's funny is that I found that beer. I don't know where we found it. I think something swag, but we found that beer stein, and it sat in my office for 2 or 3 years because I wanted to give it because this is how we wanted our shot glass to look like. Right. So it was that thing. And Marissa kept, can we throw this out yet? Not yet. Not yet. Still weeding it. Still, I have to send it to the shot glass people. But I was really surprised at how many people really got into Garb. I think this was the most.
It's a big Garb year, yeah.
Yes,
this was a key year for Garb, though. This
is the biggest year I think a lot of people have Ren outfits. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I bought mine. I literally said to Alex, "Hey, this year I get to actually wear something." Because I would normally go jeans and a polo. I actually got something this year, but yeah, a lot of people had Ren Fair stuff, which kind of just makes it for a cooler event. So it was fun.
I thought some of the exhibitors were kind of cool getting into it as well. With the theme this year too at their tables. I thought that was pretty cool. La Polina's had the coffin thing, which I thought was awesome this year.
Oddly enough, they had someone from their team had just passed away 2 days ago, so the timing for that was just
I didn't know
awkward.
That.
A little awkward.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do know it now. It was someone. It was one of the reps in the Northeast.
Yeah.
It's
a little awkward. No, you look. That's one of the reasons why, if anybody looks, I mean, there were multiple reasons, but one of the main reasons why our event cut down. I think at the highest point it was 45 companies, and we cut it down to 32 because. Obviously, one, we're trying to keep the cost of the package and the ticket more reasonable. I think people, my opinion, and I think based on surveys we've sent in the past, people would prefer a more reasonable ticket price to get in and participate and do everything than have a higher ticket price and get another 10 cigars than they normally would. I don't think those 10 cigars make a difference. But the other reason is that we just wanted to work with 32 companies that really want to be involved. And when you cut it down to 32, it makes it really easy to wean out one or two that just don't seem like they get it or put in the effort. Look, we literally put over a year's effort into the Great Smoke because it overlaps. We started working on 2026 literally a couple years ago even. So, and we just want a little bit of effort from each company for one event. Put some time, focus, think about it, try to, make it worth your time to be involved in the event. So, I think for us, it's much more nicer that we can get 32 companies that really want to be there and try to provide the best experience for all the amazing people who come from all over the place.
Now, Abe, you were saying there were tickets still available, like even the day of the event. But to me, it seemed like, and again, I don't have the numbers. I haven't talked to you about the numbers yet. It seemed like this was the most crowded this year. I mean, it just seemed like there were a lot of attendees this year. And especially when I'm looking at, the areas, I know at certain times of day, it seemed like there were a lot more people this year.
Look, there's always so far every year been tickets available at the door. And the thing is, could we sell them out if we left them online probably for the couple days last minute to the event? We can. But there's logistical programming and stuff that's got to be done. So we usually got to cut it off 3 days before. Mm-hmm. So there's always stuff at the door. And I think, look, if there were more people this year, and the final numbers are at my desk, but I didn't look at attendance numbers compared to this year and last year. But I think if there were more people this year, it's like 50. I don't think it was a really tangible number where you're going to say, holy shit, I think a lot of the things that may make it appear so, because, there's more bodies other than attendees. I think a lot more manufacturers are bringing more and more people.
Yeah.
Because more and more people want to come to this event. So when you have 32 companies and each company brings an extra 3 people or something like that, you got 150, 200 people right there, So, yeah, it did seem more packed, but I think it seemed more packed too also, Coop, because we used a lot more floor space for more seating for general admission.
Yeah, that was a big,
That ate up a lot of open floor space. So people who weren't seating had less standing space to be sitting around. So,
Abe, you don't change your goal on ticket sales from year to year. Like, some people, they'll say, okay, this year we had 1,000 tickets. Let's up it another 500. You don't change your goal on ticket sales.
We don't. Look, you got to remember, we have to buy all these cigars, and then also we're buying them at a event pricing. So it's also a big ask for some of these companies, and it's a bigger ask if you're not a linear company. So like if I'm asking like a Steve Saka to do this, it's different than when I'm asking a Henderson Ventura to do it, right? Because Henderson Ventura is growing his own tobacco, making his own cigars. Steve's buying it, so it's always going to be a bigger cost for a guy like Steve Saka to come do an event, right? So we don't ask for more or until we get close to where we know, like, our first event we asked for 400 cigars, right? We bought 400 cigars from each manufacturer, and then it got it, then we got to 1,000, hung out to 1,000, and then 1,500 and whatever. And now our ask is 25 or 3,000 now, somewhere in that vicinity, because virtual bumped it up a little bit too. But so it doesn't work like in little increments. So you just kind of got to wait till the next 500. So you got to make sure that you have the demand, because you don't want to get 500 more cigars from 32 companies to sell 10 more tickets. That's very cost prohibitive.
Right.
So it's just a timing thing. It usually goes up in stages,
It's true.
Gotcha.
Very true. What else?
I don't know. That was a lot. That was a lot for what?
That was
minutes. And about a jacket. I wonder if Terrence is still watching. I wonder if he's
he's still chirping. He's still chirping.
He's going off on Coop. He's going off on you big time.
I don't know why he's going off on me. I saw it. I feel bad for Abe's daughter here.
I think you were the first one that said Team Petra. You were the first
I
one
said
to
this
call
is
him
good.
out.
Yeah, I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, I thought these jackets were sacred.
Well, definitely act like it was sacred, but now we know it's not.
He did a video. He even did a video on it. It's not like it was,
You know what's funny too is, I think Steve Saka is the most guilty of it is, but they have their like, I'm making a video persona.
Oh, he did it to me this week. Yeah.
Like, they get all like Steve has a different voice when he's doing a video.
Steve can't do videos.
He's a different voice.
Steve's a live guy. Steve can't do it. He's a live guy.
His voice changes, right?
Yes.
All right, Dunbarton people, I'm here to tell you.
Yeah. No,
so
Steve's
weird to
alive.
watch.
He's a conversation guy. Steve's a live guy.
Yes.
He's not a record a video guy.
Can we call Steve out?
About what?
About his failed teaser this week?
Which failed one? I thought he was actually masterful this whole weekend.
No.
This one?
So
the word of Saka.
The word of Saka, okay, which he decided he was going to tease the world about, right? He's got this new cigar, and he goes, boy, you are all going to be pissed at me how I'm going to distribute this cigar. And, meanwhile, all the comments are coming and take my money, blah, blah, blah. Except Steve forgot one thing. We were doing a show on my show last Thursday night, and we were kind of saying, hey, the manufacturer's a little slow at getting information out, right? So what does Steve do? He puts up a War and Peace comment about everything he's got coming out. And what does he say? He says the word of Saka is going to be part of this sampler. He said it in the comments.
So he already gave the details.
Chris Duke found it out, right? He found it out.
Dookie found it.
Dookie found it. I found it. And then he tried backpedaling. And so he was all upset. His teaser fell apart. Yeah. Teasers never work. That's what I say. Oh, here comes the Saka Mafia. Now they're going to all come after me now.
Listen to me. He did tease himself a little bit.
He did. This was his fault. And then he tried to retract it. He redacted it, edited the comments to take it out.
Listen, I've made this mistake myself. When you're so goddamn active, you forget what the fuck you write sometimes.
You got to be careful. Right, you got to be careful.
It just happens. But, let me tell you something. This guy's masterfully. Because, he tried throwing me under the bus at the Great Smoke. And if you were there and you missed it, or when we get our live full feature up, he threw me under the bus at the Great Smoke. And it was nothing but Steve Saka just doing a brilliant sales pitch. That's all it was. I literally went, as he was throwing me under the bus, calling me out for some bullshit, I didn't even get up on stage. I just went to the director. I said, give me a mic. Cut the mic. I said, cut their mics. He was in the middle of being interviewed by Michael Harklass. I said, cut their mics. And they looked at me like, what? I said, yeah, cut their mics. He said, cut the mics? Yeah, cut the mics. And they really cut the mics while they were talking. And I just outed him like, this is another moment of Steve Saka's absolutely brilliant sales. He is selling you people or whatever, because he was complaining because he sold out early last year. And, you know, when we got the slip of what he was bringing, I literally called him up and said, I don't think you're bringing enough. I mean, you sold out like a 2-something last year, man. And there was a lot of people still looking to get your product. I think you should bring more. So he bought it, you know, an amount more. And he went up on stage and said that I was going to ruin his streak because he had 5 boxes left. And it's my fault. And like started attacking me the moment he got up on stage. And of course, everybody's eating this shit up. I'm like, he's being a salesman.
He got you. Yeah, you took it.
He's trying to offload those last 5 boxes.
Yeah, they were gone like that.
Yeah, make no mistake.
Yeah, make no mistake. Steve's masterclass.
No, and I'll say this: Steve does. He sold out early, right? Last year, he stayed till the end last year. I'm going to give him his credit on that.
Because Steve ain't going nowhere. He's coming to brunch the next day. Look,
right.
But he could have still went out and had a beer or something. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm going to tell you something. All right, I'm going to share something with everybody with you.
Yep.
I'm sorry if I'm going to burst your bubble or break some of your hearts to a reality that you may have not perceived at this point. But I think one of the key factors to my company's success and Steve's success is that we genuinely, when I say genuinely, I mean genuinely, wholeheartedly, like being around the people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys don't.
True.
They're looking to get out, to go leave and whatever. And look, it's just the way it is. Not everybody's wired that way, but you could sense it as a consumer. You know. Steve holds court every year outside our store after the Great Smoke with about 15 to 20 people after the brunch. Brunch is done. These guys are still out there. Steve's one of those people who, like me, and this is always my crux during the Great Smoke, because literally all these amazing people that I interact with 360 days of the year with are here in my place, and I barely can say hi most of the times. I've even said to some people like Eli Stav. I don't remember seeing him. I don't remember even.
You asked me if he was there.
Yeah. I don't even remember talking to him. I may have actually waved and said hi, but I don't think I did. I don't think I talked to him, but it's that kind of chaos that, like, I will say, hey, how you doing? And then I'll ask the question later, where were you? Like, hey, you talked to me. I think you did that to me one time, Coop. I'm like, Coop,
yeah.
Were you there? It's like, Abe, you stopped talking to me for like 2 minutes. I'm like, fuck.
Steve is awesome with that.
Next year, I am guaranteeing everyone's going to know I'm there next year. So this is not going to be I cannot have this happen anymore.
Well,
yeah,
no,
Steve was doing I'm sorry, Steve was doing an event up in our neck of the woods. And as the time was winding down, people are slowly leaving. And we were just sitting there, and he sat us right with us, and we're talking to the point where it was Steve, myself, Lena, and 1 or 2 other people. And people, they were setting the chairs up like, you guys got to go now. So he hung out with us all, and it was a great time, great conversation. So he does hang around big time.
No, absolutely.
He really does. Yeah.
Like a tradition with Steve, especially during the Great Smoke here. We close up, and look, all the furniture is still outside. Sometimes they'll sit out there 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Steve's just holding court. So, and credit to him, because regardless of he's out there till 2, 3, 4, he's on time and ready to go with the Great Smoke the next day, Saturday. So
he's doing my show at midnight on Thursday, by the way. That's a tradition. We have a midnight hour at soccer right before PCA.
I like it. I like it. Steve's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
PCA, you ready, Coop?
I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. There's a few things we still have to organize, but we're getting close.
John, are you going?
Yeah, I'll be there. And speaking of PCA, I was on the media podcast that they had, whereby it was a media meeting.
It was a media meeting they had.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is interesting. Well, is it enough to get in this hour, or should we keep it till hour 2? I didn't even know about this. It's funny how we're not considered media people as KMA.
We're not.
I think you have to be registered as media for the piece, but you could get into that. I mean, that's not hard.
But is it something we could get in the next 3 minutes, 4 minutes?
I don't think there's anything interesting.
What happened? What did they do? They had a Zoom call with all media people?
Yeah, they did that, to ask questions, basically. So, I mean, there's new media people.
Wait, is Johnny talking? John, if you're talking, you muted yourself again. Nah, you're muted again. Whatever you did, you did it again. I saw his hands moving. I said, wait a minute. I think John's... There you go.
Okay. What I was saying is they tell you what you can and what you cannot do. And the thing that I want to give Coop, can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, you're good. I'll tell you if you can hear you.
Okay. The one thing I want to give Coop props, he had something changed, which I thought was absolutely amazing.
Go, Cooper. What do you have?
Yeah. Well, what it was is they don't want media going in and saying, and accepting or asking for a cigar. You know what I mean? And I think that's why shouldn't we be able to say, hey, listen,
hold on. I can get asking. I mean, I think they're trying to weed out the half-assed media, people who are just going there to get free cigars, which exist. But they don't want you accepting a cigar. So a manufacturer says,
no, that you could accept it. They don't want you soliciting for a sample.
Okay.
Look, so here's the thing. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous because, and I can get into a lot of reasons. I said, we're professionals here. We need to see, touch, smell product. I agree that someone shouldn't be going in with a trick-or-treat bag. Don't get me wrong. And I said, this is 2025. And I said, there's no business reason why my team can't ask for a sample or something else, as long as we don't abuse the privilege.
Listen, here's the fact. Once again, half-assed shit by the PCA. Okay.
Okay. This wasn't, they fixed it. So I'm giving them credit.
Yep. But here's the problem. Once again. Okay. Do you pay dues as a media guy?
We're not, well, that's another issue. We pay to get into the show now.
Okay.
We're technically not PCA members anymore.
Okay, wait, but you used to be.
We used to be, yeah.
Yeah, because I was on that board when we put that rule in effect, so they undid my good work already.
I have killed the people on the media side who agreed to that rule. That was the worst thing that ever happened.
Why do they want you not to be members?
I'm not
that.
Yeah, I'm not quite understanding it, but I'm I have no explanation why. I asked if there is a pass to be a member, and apparently there is, but yeah.
All right, but you have to pay to come in, right?
Citizenship in the PCA. I mean, I just feel like they do too much, man. They just do too much.
They worry too much about bullshit. That's their specialty, right? Nothing with significance, right? But either way,
listen. They deserve credit for fixing something really stupid, and they did.
Hold on, it's stupid. It's stupid that they had to fix it. So
I've been asking for 10 years to get it fixed.
You pay dues, right?
I pay.
I don't give a shit.
I pay money. Yes, I pay money.
Yeah, you pay.
They're not flying you out there and putting you up, right?
No.
Okay. So let me get this straight. If you're being vetted, right? If they're doing their job and not just taking anybody who wants to join or whatever, but look, I can name on less than my two hands what I would consider legitimate media people in this industry.
Agreed.
Okay, it ain't a lot, but if you're going to start taking everybody, if you're going to really properly vet and make sure that you set a standard, this is what it requires to be considered media in this industry, and you let them in, why would you not let them fucking ask for samples?
That was my point, Abe. That was
absolutely. I mean, yeah, you're praising them because they fixed it. I'm condemning them because they were too stupid to think of it.
Whoever, like I said, whoever put that rule in, and then my issue is, and I'm not saying this to John, everyone, I've tried to get guys in the media for 6 or 7 years. I said, we got to just get this changed. It's because of the reason Abe said. It's stupid that we're vetted, we're paying money, and yet if a retail outlet like comes in with a camera crew, they can ask for samples. No, everyone don't touch it. You're going to get us thrown out of the trade show. I mean, that's the stuff I was hearing from my colleagues on this. And I've said, I'm telling you, a couple of people saying don't push this, and I said, look, I think it's an issue, and if it's abused, don't get me wrong, you should be thrown out of the show. I don't think it should be abused, but it's ridiculous.
Do they not realize? Because here's the thing: do they not really realize how relevant you are to this industry? You and other guys like you today.
We're told
like, are they that naive?
we're told we're relevant, but yet
they don't treat you like you're relevant.
This, like I said, in the past, this rule was like, and to be honest with you, I think in the last few years, the rule we thought the rule actually went away. And to be honest with you, I thought the rule was gone. And then it came up on the call on Thursday, and I just couldn't sit back on it anymore. I'm like,
you know what this sounds like? This sounds like the psychosis of like a single board member that's keep fighting it and convincing the other board members, no, we have to stop this. Oh, I see it. I feel it. I'm cringing at the thought of that boardroom.
Yeah, and the other rule that was kind of changed was we technically aren't supposed to solicit for advertising, and they did change that because we do need to be able to have a conversation about advertising. Don't get me wrong, I don't think we should be walking around with our sole purpose to sell ads. We should be doing media coverage. And they kind of changed the rule basically saying, yeah, you can have these conversations out on the floor. So just kind of these stupid loopholes were removed this week, and I thought it was a good move. I wasn't going to talk about it, but since John brought it, I appreciate John bringing it up as well.
I'm wondering if it's because as a board member, they would never really be privy to that. So this has to be a handful of manufacturers that are crying, saying, I'm here to try to sell cigars, and these people are trying to sell me some ad time, and
it's always
meanwhile, they can't figure out, like, no one is still aware of who your company is, and you don't know how to market yourselves, and instead of, these are the guys you want to be friends with.
So what happened was, in the context how this all came about, and they have a lot of new media people who are on the call, and I think it was good. I favor when they bring new media people, and they wanted to go through kind of the code of conduct at the show, which I also think is a good thing, right? So as they were going through this code of conduct, I heard these things come up. I'm like, are we really still talking about this? And for people who don't know, the reason why they put that rule in effect is the first year they let online media in, there was a small group that thought it was the great smoke, that you come around with a trick-or-treat bag and get cigars, and that's because no one told them code of conduct or anything. And these one or two people have ruined it for the last 15 years for media, right? It wasn't even a lot of people. It was like one or two people did it. So they put this rule in, and I just think it was, well, like Abe goes back to what you said. If you vet the people, and by the way, a manufacturer could certainly say no to a sample. It's simple. You just don't give it to them. I mean, I don't understand.
Just like a manufacturer could easily just say no to an advertising request. No, I'm sorry. Your advertising request isn't in my budget. It's that simple. Sorry, no, listen, I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
absolutely. I got one very important question about that media thing. I'm going to hold it till after the break.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I'm going to hold it till after the break, but I got one really important question that'll tell me everything I need to know about this topic.
Okay.
More about that right after this. Don't go anywhere. Keep it lit.
Phenomenal. 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 Phenomenal.
Honest Abe here with the GOAT to tell you about Smokin's Cigar of the Month Club. Alex, tell our fans out there why our club is the best darn club out there.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you why. Because every month I personally handpick 5 premium cigars. No filler, no fluff, no fugazis. These are all premium handmade name brands that you can find in any brick and mortar store in your area. All delivered to your door for $34.95. And our average monthly retail value since the inception of our club has been almost $57. Another great feature of our Cigar of the Month Club, Alex, tell them about the ease of our Cigar of the Month Club. I'll tell you, I hate subscription services. It's always a pain to cancel them, turning them on. we've made it super simple. All you got to do is log into your account. There's a little green button there. If it's green, you're active. You want to take a break, you're going out of town, simply hit the button and you'll deactivate your membership. Want to turn it back on? The exact same easy process. You can turn it right back on. We've made it that easy for you. Another great feature is our Double Down Club. Alex, tell them about the Double Down Club. We had so many of our members reach out to us who really enjoyed our selections every month. They wanted to know there was a way they can get 2. And we've made that very simple. With a simple check mark, you can get double this great selections every month and save $10. Does our club have perks? Of course you have perks. You want to tell them about the perks? As a member of our club, every month there's a special discount code where if you like any of the selections, we will offer them to you, so you want to come and get some more, you can get them at a special discounted rate for our Cigar of the Month Club members. And finally, expedited shipping. Tell them how fast we get the stuff out, Alex. We get the stuff out on the 28th of every month. Our membership bills on the 28th, and we get every member's package out on the 28th if it's a shipping day. 5 great reasons on what makes Smoking Cigar of the Month Club the best club out there. Check it out. Peace. Hey, I really appreciate you doing the video with me. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. I mean, you didn't let me get a word in, but whatever. Well, great. It's perfect.
Sonny was right. The working man is a sucker, Dad. He's a sucker.
He's wrong. It don't take much strength to pull a trigger, but try and get up every morning, day after day, and work for a living. Let's see him try that. Then we'll see who's the real tough guy. The working man is the tough guy. Your father's the tough guy.
To me, that's the best scene in the movie. I wrote that scene in A Bronx Tale because I wanted to talk about the working man. Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and I'd like to tell you about my grandfather, Calogero, who I'm named after. Calogero Palminteri was born and raised in Memphis, Sicily. When he came to this country and landed at Ellis Island, he was so overcome with emotion that he dropped to his knees, kissed the ground, and felt the blessings of America. I have fond memories of my grandfather, who loved his family and a great cigar. This cigar is for my grandfather Calogero and all the hard-working men and women who came to this country with just a dream. This is the immigrant cigar. And let's face it, we all are immigrants. This great cigar was voted number 8 in the top 10 cigars in the world by Cigar Enthusiast magazine. Buy a box for yourself or buy it for someone who gave you a better life. Go to Smoke Inn Cigar in Florida and see Honest Abe and pick up a box of Chaz Palminteri cigars. Tell him I said.
Welcome back to hour 2 of KMA Talk Radio. And as always, I'm here with my KMA crew, the man they call the GOAT, Alex Tavella, bringing you the news, always rumor and teaser free, William the Scoop Cooper, and the man we know as Johnny Smokes, Mr. John Reamer. Welcome to KMA Talk Radio. Sir, and thank you for sitting in on this fine week.
Yeah, thanks, John. Yeah, absolutely.
So here's a very relevant question that will really tell me, before the break, we talked about, this media meeting they had and how they're trying to, control it or keep it in check or whatever. But here's an important question, Cooper. This will tell me all I need to know. Certain things that just tell you what you need to know about a situation. Did they take a roll call attendance of people who were on the meeting?
No.
Worthless. Absolutely fucking worthless.
Before I killed him on that, you know what? I didn't think of that, and it's something I would like to give him feedback on and give him a chance to respond on that.
Because here's my curiosity.
They didn't, and that's a good point.
Here's my curiosity.
Yeah.
If you really want to vet people and do shit right, I would have made that mandatory. You don't come into this meeting, or you don't schedule one at a more convenient time for you, so we can go over some new rules and collaborate. Because then you're just wasting everybody's time. Because you're going to let 2 or 3 people in who didn't watch the video and are causing all the chaos that they're trying to prevent. Because, like you said, it only takes one or 2
if it's
people.
new media.
Before I buried him on that, I'd like to give him the feedback. I think that's a valid point. You're not wrong.
I'll bet my left testicle.
They didn't. I know they didn't. Especially if you're new, you should have absolutely been on that.
Yep, I'll bet my left testicle, which once again goes to work and thought that's not fully
Yeah.
thought through and has zero efficacy rate because he just didn't really want to think things through.
I think they did try to make this at a more convenient time for us this time, which was key because they did
Listen
it
to me, it's
after
not
business
always going to be
hours.
convenient for everybody. So you know what? You offer 2 times. We're going to have one here, and we're going to have
I think
one here.
it's a good suggestion. I think it's a good suggestion.
And
Before I
it's
think it kills them, I
mandatory.
think we give them that option. Yeah.
Total irrelevant side note, but it
Mhm.
just occurred to me that you never bet your right testicle. It's always your left.
Left tactical,
It is.
yeah.
It is. It's always just left.
Because I'm a righty, and psychologically, I feel like it's the less.
You need if you're going to get rid of one,
yeah, it's the less important one. I give that
so
one up
for me, so for me, it would be my right.
So it got to be really serious for him to bet that right now.
And honestly, in my mind, that's how I differentiate it. I'll say I bet both my testicles, but I'm going to give up one. It's going to be the left.
It's the left. All right. Fair enough.
That's a good actually observation because it's always the left.
I just realized it's always the left.
Yeah, I'll bet my left testicle. No way. But because that is symptomatic of how they try to solve problems. Halfway, not fully endorsed, not fully vetted. Because I like the idea. Guys, we're just gonna have little rules, guidelines, what our expectations is. I mean, the other part is come up with a good set of rules and a good set of guidelines and reasonable expectations, but make sure that people know, and there's new people coming in, and make sure they know. And you know what? And in my opinion, unless something's changed, you guys should never have to do that meeting again. But anybody new, hey, for all you new media people this year, you have 2 choices, this date and this time, or this date and this time, so we can be sure that you understand the rules and what are the requirements and what are the proper etiquette on the showroom floor is. And if you are unable to make one of these, you will not be admitted.
I think it's a good idea. I actually think it's a good idea. I agree, and I actually have the confidence that if I bring something that to them, they'll listen to the idea, and they'll give it good consideration. I think they'll do the right thing. I have a lot more confidence than I did 5 years ago on that. Is what I'm saying.
I understand, but it's all you ain't gonna be there to give them a suggestion for every freaking thing they have to think of. They have to start being self-reliant, independent.
Yeah, but it's I get it.
And I know, Coop, you're nicer than I am. I get it.
I've seen so many changes. I've seen them make a lot of changes for the good. I go back 10 years ago. It was
half
atrocious.
measures.
Atrocious 10 years ago.
I know, but half measures.
Yeah.
Always a half measure. Yeah.
Do they not? I'm assuming they probably don't, but they don't send. I'm just curious. Why can't you can just put these rules in a document? And
they are documented now. They are documented. There was something that was sent out. Yeah.
Look, from the Great Smoke.
No, that's fine. But
you don't read printed shit.
I get it, but at least we can say you have it, so there's no excuse of I didn't know.
When you sign up, technically you agree to the guidelines too, and they were going through it. I think with a lot of, but when you sign up, and it's been a long time since I signed up, but I think actually when you did your media. When you got your media pass, John, I think there was something in there where these rules were. I just don't remember seeing the rule about the samples. That's why I was a little surprised. I might have missed that, but yeah.
John, this is not your first year going as media, is it?
Yes.
Oh, so you're a noobs.
Yeah, well, for media, yes, because in the past I went with Melina's shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen you there before.
Yeah, and this is my first year as media. So for me personally, I definitely wanted to make that Zoom to find out, am I going to miss anything? Do I need to know anything? And, like I said, I think it went well. And I think, with what Coop and a couple other people said, it definitely proved it. And then they sent out a revised version with the PowerPoints that were changed. So I got that. I think that came last night, Coop, or the night before.
It came last night, yeah. And like I said, I was surprised how quick it was changed. Like I didn't expect to hear anything until after the trade show on it. So I was very surprised that they acted, and it seemed like Josh seemed like he was very much listening and understood it. I don't think he said these are ridiculous points. And then, like I said, when it came out yesterday, I was like, wow, this was a good job. I thought they did with that.
No, we'll see what
John,
happens.
John, just so you know, John, I'm just going to say it on there, but don't feel free, to mention Lena's shop or this is not.
Yeah.
Like, you know
we are open. We are an open. Yeah, we're open book here, guys.
Just so you know, don't feel like you can't mention, Lena's shop where you are. You guys have a great shop.
Lena's a friend.
Absolutely.
It's one of the shops we want to make it to. I want to make it to when I'm up there.
Yeah.
Just feel free. Don't feel like you have to not, tiptoe around it. And you muted yourself again, of course. No.
Still muted.
No. Don't eat it. It won't
I
work.
swear to God.
There you go. Whatever you did.
All right. I don't know. I'm ready to throw the computer and this microphone right out in the damn grass. But like I said,
check the wire in the back of the microphone. Is the wire in the back of the microphone loose?
All right. I don't know, but I'm going to get
I don't know, but it's working. It's working.
All right. But anyway, I appreciate that because like I said, I didn't being first time on the show.
Sure. That's why
I didn't know the boundaries. I would love to definitely mention New Tobacco Village, as we call it, with my so yeah, this is my first time as media. So I went through the process, signed up, and wanted to get out there as media finally instead of Lena's tag-along husband.
There you go. There you go.
So,
all right. Well, John, how's your musical knowledge?
Okay, I guess.
We're gonna find out how okay it is right now because it's time. It's that time in the show where we like to test all the acumen of our musical abilities. It's time to find out if you could name that jam.
I'm going to give a quick explanation of how this works to Johnny. John, I have 4 lyrics here. I am going to read out a lyric as mundanely and plain as possible, and you guys are going to try to name the artist and the song. And just so you know, if you get it, belt it out because this is how we do it. Whoever belts it out first wins the round. Got it? All right, here we go. Number 1. A singer in a smoky room. The smell of wine and cheap perfume.
Don't Stop Believing.
Journey.
Oh, God. Cooper.
Good one.
All right. Number 2. Is this the real life? Is this just famous?
Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody.
There we go.
Good, Abe.
Well done, well done. All right, it's an interesting one. I didn't know this one just from the lyric. And though she feels as if she's in a play, she is anyway.
Oof.
Yeah, I thought this one might be.
That doesn't even ring a bell.
That's a tough one.
So if none of us get it, Alex, then you have to sing it.
Well, the problem with this one is I don't even know how it goes. I don't know how it goes. I don't know how it goes. Anybody? Nothing.
Repeat it.
Though she feels as if she's in a play, she is anyway.
Oh, I got nothing.
See, this is one that I didn't know, but there's some stuff I didn't know that may not. I just may not know it. I wasn't sure. All right, that is Penny Lane from.
Oh God.
Oh, I should have had that one there. Yeah. When you do it in the regular voice, it makes it tougher. I mean, it does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, it does.
All right, here we go. Last one. Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away.
The boys are back in town, Thin Lizzy.
Fuck, man.
Reamer. Yeah.
I had it. It was in my head. I'm singing it to myself. I couldn't.
Well, Alex just does it spoken. It's like, it's tough. Yeah.
Well,
Thin Lizzy.
We should have a tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker? All right, let me see.
It's literally 1-1-1.
1-1-1, yeah.
All right, let me see. Let me pull up my list. Let's see. All right, what do I got?
Johnny's got his fan club out today.
All right.
The
Okay,
producer.
let's see. Let's see if you guys can get this. A tough one.
Okay.
I met a gin-soaked Baroom queen in Memphis. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. Or maybe that was barroom. I met a gin-soaked barroom queen. Sorry. Wow. She in Memphis. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. That's a tough one. I don't think.
Is that Cheap Trick? I don't know. No.
Stones. Honky Tonk One.
Oh, Cooper for the win. Cooper for the win.
Coop.
I didn't like that one. That's why I left. That was a tough one.
Pretty sure when you said gin the second time, it kind of like it triggered it.
Nice job, Cooper. This amazing segment is brought to you by the fine folks at Owl Cigars, always bringing you eloquent musical notes and tobaccos year round.
That was a beautiful improvisation because I knew
I was churning as it was coming out of my mouth. What do I say next? What do I say next?
Beautiful improvisation.
Totally improv. Oh man. So John, how does it feel to be on this side of the fucking screen?
Well, hopefully the mic's working again this time.
Yeah.
Well, that's a plus. This is like I said, Abe. It's I'm honored to be with you three fine gentlemen on this Saturday. It's I like this. I love talking about cigars. Love talking about what's going on in the industry, and I'm having a great time. And I see a lot of great. Sorry about that. I'm right near the road here.
Somebody's.
It sounds like a motorcycle ride on here, but it's a great time. I'm having a great time.
Nah, we appreciate you coming on.
We absolutely do. Yeah.
Yes.
Good shit. All right, Coop. Pre PCA week. Fuck, that's a tongue twister. Say pre PCA.
Pre PCA.
Yeah, fuck you.
It's funny how some things tongue twist to me and others don't. Yeah, I had something last night. On a show, or 2 nights ago, it was hard.
You got a lot of stuff going on before the show. A lot of news.
Yeah. Well, I picked out 5 stories this week. Just kind of distill it, so we weren't here for an hour. But yeah, yep.
Well, let's make sure we got enough time to chit chat about it. Then it's time to find out what's the scoop with our man Coop.
Hey, yo, what's my theme music?
The Scoop with Coop. Breaking industry news. Hear it first on KMA Talk Radio and cigar-coop.com.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's kick it off. We have all this is PCA news this week. Let's start it off with Foundation Cigar. Nick Malillo, who was at the Great Smoke. He wouldn't give me any clue at the Great Smoke what he was releasing, but he did announce this week what it is. He's got his 10-year. It's always an anniversary in the cigar industry. Everyone loves an anniversary. Everyone loves coming out with an anniversary cigar. So he's got his anniversary cigar coming out this year. It is called the Foundation 10-year Anniversario. It's actually the first cigar he's calling a Foundation cigar. So he's had, the Wise Men's, the El Wences, Upsetters, etc. But this one's been called a Foundation. It's Foundation. It
looks sexy.
Yeah, it's a 7x57 Salomon. And it's actually going to be a limited release of and kind of if you blend wrapper binder filler geek stuff. He's using the thing is this wrapper is what he says is a hybrid of Connecticut broadleaf and Connecticut Habano seeds. So kind of a unique wrapper. I don't think I've seen that hybrid before. Binder, Brazilian, Nicaraguan fillers, of course. Not a cheap cigar. It's going to be $35 a cigar. And there's going to be 2 packaging options. This is the 10-count box. And then they have a, and I don't know what happened. It got deleted from my article. The 20-count box got deleted from my article. But there is a 20-count, like, special collector's edition box as well. So this will be coming out at the trade show. You probably won't see these until the fall.
I heard Rutger Cigars is having the 1.4 year anniversary cigar made this year. I had to think of a company name that didn't exist because God forbid I would have offended.
Oh yeah, right.
By poking at them.
Abe, I'll tell you, it's interesting. I found out. during the Great Smoke, I was talking to Michael Knowles at his booth, and
seemed like he had a really, really good time.
Yeah, he really
did have a really good time.
Yeah, he did.
And
He really-
he actually told me it just happened to be by chance, but he was next to Foundation.
Yes.
And he was telling me, he told me the story that he actually, Mayflower Cigars came about from a cigar review he wrote on a Foundation cigar for the Daily Wire. And then that's how the whole Mayflower Cigars thing came about. So he was like, it's kind of cool him being next to Nick, and he was
he was a little starstruck.
chatty. He was very chatty with Nick. Yeah, because it was cool to see, because he was probably the biggest, one of the biggest celebrities that was a little bit starstruck by the manufacturer.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of his inspiration came from that, review talking about.
What do you think the probability is they want to be back next year?
I think it'll be high.
I think they definitely want to be back.
Michael, he seemed like he's really enjoying it. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you
he's
something.
available. Only thing that would stop him would be some type of commitment or date, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. They didn't do too bad for their first Great Smoke
They did
showing.
not.
No,
They did not do too bad. They
They
actually
got good product too.
They actually had some nice movement of their brand, so not too bad for the first time showing.
Yep. Yeah. I think Nick's had a great couple of years with a lot of his releases. That Night Commander is one of my favorite releases he's done. So, I'm pretty excited about this one. Like I said, this will be at the PCA for sure this year.
I'm just glad it's not $100. 35's in Nick's range. He's, like I said, it's the Night Commander's up there in price.
Yeah.
Nick.
So yeah,
Nick,
I'm just glad it's not $100 cigar.
Nick just seems to be like at peace, chugging along what he's doing. What's the Zen? He's just got like Zen going on, right? Yeah. He's just like Zenning in this industry. Like, nothing too big, nothing too small, not going nuts, not blowing shit up. I'm doing my shit. Like he's got kind of Zen going on.
Yeah,
he always kind of on his own little island. No drama though, just doing his thing. I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah.
He always incorporates a theme into his releases too, and I didn't mention this, but this one pays homage to a legend called St. George and the Dragon. So the artwork on there, it pays homage to that. So I always kind of like how he brings that into his cigars. There's always a cultural story or legendary story with that. So I think, yeah.
No, go ahead, Coop. I was just gonna say I never really got a chance to sit down and just kind of like kick it and talk with Nick, but he's probably a hell of a history conversation kind of guy, because everything he does ties into some cultural,
not just history, even the stuff that he's culturally, like just
right.
It's wild.
So last year at the PCA, they had different manufacturers on the opening day do like seminars, and Nick comes in to talk about the history of tobacco, and he starts putting up a PowerPoint, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is not going to go well. PowerPoint at PCA. And I'm telling you, not one person left the room. He was riveting, telling the history of Connecticut tobacco.
Yeah.
He had everyone's attention is what I'm telling you with that. So he did a great job at presenting that.
We've been working on a project with Nick. Shit. Well, what was my Middle Eastern trip? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Well, we were working on a project, and it looks like it's going to come to fruition in 2027.
Oh, it's only a couple years away. It's faster than you think, Gabe. It'll be faster.
I know, but it's that Zen mode, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, literally. This was immediate after your trip. It was like immediately after your trip, which was at least 2 years ago. That's funny.
Well, in his defense, I will say this: he was. We were talking about it, the Great Smoke. He was really rushing and like under pressure. And he told me, you need to get in touch with get this product, because he wanted to get it out in 2026. And then I really thought I know something that's going on in 2027 that would work better for it to come out then. And when you're doing a project like this, you don't want the manufacturer to have undue pressure to meet a deadline or a timeline, right? You just don't want that. So I just kind of, you know what, bro? Let's get it done. Let's work towards it, but let's shoot for, early 2027. So that's where it looks like now.
Nice.
What else you got going on, Coop?
Well, we're going to give this guy some more publicity here, but Terrence Riley, Aganor's got a couple of announcements they made for their PCA releases. The first one
They're
is
selling their jackets for $9.95.
right. I know, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pick it up at your local Citgo gas station.
Yep. Exactly. There's a new Supreme Leaf coming out. This is what they do with Supreme Leaf. They come out with a limited run in a different size each time they do it. They do it about twice a year. This year they're doing a 6x56 Grand Toro, and they made a packaging change. I like the packaging. I picked on Terrence.
I do too.
But I think this one's a lot cleaner. What they did with this. So they did. I think this is a nice presentation. The box looks nice. So
what's the packaging change?
Oh, so the top of the box is purple, Abe, and it's got the hinge. Remember, normally they got the slide out box that just.
They also, the font of Aganorsa Leafs changed now, and they took some of the purple out, which I think made this band look a little nicer. So it's a little less purple in the band now they have.
The Aganorsa Leaf, Terrence, I'm telling you now, if you change the damn font on all the other brands, we're not reordering for a damn font change.
It's too many. I've been critical. They've done a lot of packaging changes too. Yeah, they did a lot of those.
About a damn font change.
Yeah. Yep. Now the other thing is, okay.
Go ahead. No. Say what else? I got something else coming.
All right. Another Aganorsa release. This one is a regular production release. It's under the JFR line and anniversaries again, right? So the JFR brand is celebrating its 20th anniversary. So they have the JFR 20th anniversary cigar coming out, which is going to be a box press San Andreas Maduro line. We have San Andreas again. So this will be in 3 sizes: a Toro 6x60, a 7x70, and a 4 3/4 by 70. Priced reasonably, $9.50 to $12.50. Pretty well priced, I would say, for
expect that for JFR.
JFR, yeah, they didn't kind of anniversary cigar, and like I said, it's going to be regular production. This is some new packaging look for JFR, and I think it does look. I will give Terrence credit.
Yeah, I like it. I do.
I like it. This looks very nice. Yeah,
it'll sit on the shelf nicely.
It's come a long way since its early packaging and cigar days. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, again. I picked on Terrence for all the packaging kids, but when he got there, they were in desperate need of a packaging overhaul. So you got to give him his due. He did really revamp that well.
No, listen to me. The Great White Gringo. I've always called him, man.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Just very chintzy with his outerwear. That's all.
He's just. I mean, come on. I mean, you know, if you buy 100, if you buy 100 boxes, throw a jacket in. Come on, this ain't that expensive.
Boy, I'm gonna milk this one for years.
Yeah.
Anytime he brings me new product, hey, you want to bring this in the store? I don't know, man. My daughter was a little cold at the Great Smoke last year.
Absolutely.
100.
I really don't know.
100 boxes.
Just think if we had Aganorsa Leaf jackets we wore on the show,
No, but I'm just trying to think. I mean, what did we in total? What we do about 1,500 in total run of Rare Leaf, right? Then we do two or not Rare Leaf. What is ours?
Rare Fusion.
Rare Fusion. Yeah. We did like 2 Toros and a Robusto run.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like 100. I think we're like 1,500 boxes in. We still can't get a jacket.
He's on Scoop. He's still roasting you.
Oh, how about some Aganorsa jackets for us?
Johnny. There's a difference between.
I've been complimenting him on all this stuff.
Just making comments. He ain't roasting nobody. This guy doesn't
how am I dead to him? I complimented him on 2 releases here. I think they're great releases, and I get. Did I roast him on these? Because if I did, I apologize.
He's a good. No, we did good.
Yeah, he did a good job. He did a good job.
Yeah, these are good releases. I mean,
he's just mad because you're Team Petra. That's all.
I think Aganorsa jackets for the KMA staff, you get free advertising. I mean, come on, Terrence.
Do they even advertise on our show? I don't think they do. They stop.
I don't think
they don't. They don't have to give a jacket. They don't even have to do.
They don't even support this show anymore. Hey, Alex, can you flip up the general ad real quick?
Certainly can.
Throw that general ad up there for me real quick. Yeah.
Certainly can.
Yeah. They don't even support our show anymore, and we bring them on and we give them all this free publicity. Doesn't even support the show. Yeah, it's okay. We still love you, Terrence. There you go.
There you go.
Look at the support we get from General Cigar. I just want all our fans out there to know that this show that you enjoy every Saturday is partially.
And Millie's a good sport because think about how every week with the STG release of the week.
Release of the week. Oh yeah, we've dogged.
I mean, come on, he's a good, great sport. The guy is.
We dogged STG for quite some time.
Which I don't have an STG release of the week, actually.
We do not.
No, we don't.
We do not. What else you got, Cooper?
All right. Raphael kind of hinted a little bit about this when he was on the show a couple weeks ago. New Trinidad Espiritu. It's a fourth installment, and this one, they've done different regions with these Espiritus, like the Caribbean, Mexico, Brazil. This time they're going into Miami, which is Raphael's backyard. And
really?
Yeah.
I didn't read about this yet.
Yep. The Trinidad Espiritu Miami was announced this week. It's a limited edition. It is a you can see it's that Bellicoso size, 6 1/8 by 52. It's kind of that number 2 size they have. And this one is going to be a limited run. It's made by AJ Fernandez. It's all Nicaraguan, which is kind of different from the others.
Oh wait! I love Rafa. But I just want. So it's not made in Miami.
It's not made in Miami. They don't have how are they gonna make it in Miami? Well, I guess they could.
Listen. Abe, in fairness, I don't think the series number 3 is made in Mexico either. I mean,
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he like screaming somewhere, or what's he doing? Right?
Abe has left the building.
Abe has left the building.
Yeah, Abe has left the building.
He's probably banging his head against the wall.
So what are we talking? Rapper, binder, filler here, Cooper?
All Nicaraguan. It's all Nicaraguan. So they haven't said the specifics of it, but it's the first Espiritu that's all Nicaraguan. And it's gonna be
very. Wait a minute, time out. Very sneaky. Yeah, I know that was very sneaky.
What do I miss? I missed something.
Abe dropped the mic and then left to get a snack. Come back.
But no, I mean, come on. How do you not make that in Miami? Don't tell me you could
call Sandy. Yeah, I guess you could call Sandy. Yeah.
Not even Sandy. It could have been done. There's ways. You know, you could have done.
It would have been really cool. I think no question about it.
Listen to me. I was listening in my head. I was literally going through what country is really going to excite me at this point, right? Because I get the theme they're doing, but like I'm not really going to get excited about any country. But then you said Miami. I said, ooh, they did it. I got excited. Wasn't too thrilled about the box. I think you could have made a cooler Miami art decor, but still.
I love the Art Deco on the footer band they did, though. I think that came out really nice.
From the photo, but yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my only beef, and this is just a personal beef. It's just a personal preference. To me, like, if you're going to make a limited edition small run and you want to sell them, make a damn Toro. I hate limited editions that only come in one size that I don't smoke. You know, I'll smoke it, but preference, and especially I just feel like you want to sell them, make a damn Toro.
This is the number 2 size in the Alternate
Which is
portfolio.
good for them.
So that's kind of like their size, you know, as far as the Bellicoso goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of see that. There's a lot. It's limited, but there'll be a lot of these cigars available because there's 4,000 20-count boxes, which is large compared to most limited runs. So
I just would have found a way to have it made in Miami, man. I would have figured it out. I would have done a collaboration with somebody new. I would have just found a way to have made that cigar in Miami.
Listen, I got to tell you, though, all that aside, you really got to give Raphael credit because Trinidad was dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Dead before you even got anywhere near the cigar business.
Right, like dead. Been dead. It was dead before I was dead. It's been like Trinidad.
Three attempts prior to the Espiritu series to bring life to Trinidad.
So got to give Raphael credit there.
Yeah, it was a brand that really struggled. I don't think Raphael did the first one, but he was very much involved with, you know, kind of promoting the gospel of it, so to speak. And then those other two, you know, obviously were under his watch, or the other 3 now under his watch. Yeah, I think that Mexico one is banger. It's fantastic, that Mexico.
No, it's good. But why is this one called Miami?
Well, like I said, all the cigars were being made in Nicaragua by AJ. It's just they've done a different theme around it. I hear what you're saying.
Doesn't the Mexico one use Mexico tobacco?
Yeah, but yeah.
That is the.
Well, you don't have. I mean, they don't grow tobacco. Well, except you'd have to go with Jeff if you went with Florida tobacco. Then I guess you'd have to go to Jeff.
I mean, I love you, Rafa. I would have made it Miami. I would have bought some of my rollers if I had to, for 6 months, brought them here and put them in a factory warehouse and have them rolled it here. I mean, just you know.
I don't
anyway.
agree with this statement. I mean, no shocker, but I don't think I agree with this statement. I don't think it's for a one-off limited edition. I don't think it's wrong to get somebody else in the mix. I mean, we all know, Raphael's relationship with AJ is fantastic, but I don't.
They've had success. You can't argue they've had success.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't know that it would have been wrong to do a limited.
Not for a one-time run, I don't think so.
Right, that's what I'm saying. For a limited edition release, it's not a new core line that. But I understand, going with AJ. I get it,
Yep.
And honestly, listen, as far as I'm concerned, Koof, the Gospel of Altidus is written by Rafael Nadal in 2025. I mean,
he's done an incredible job.
Anything they do, and he's out there promoting it. It's
They have a very strong lineup coming into the trade show this year. The Romeo 150. They have another H. Upman, AJ Fernandez cigar. They have this Trinidad as well. This is a strong lineup by Altidus this year.
Mm-hmm.
They're going in very strong to the trade show, I think. Maybe as strong as I've seen. Yeah.
Is this the first year? I mean, I'm getting old. My memory sucks. Is this the first year that everybody's back?
Yes, and with Davidoff coming back this year.
Dylan Austin's out. Davidoff's back in the trade show. Shocker.
We had Jack Heyer on the show Thursday night, and there was a lot of you could tell that the Davidoff team is very happy to be back at the trade show too. I think they're energized to be back.
I have to give those guys credit too, man. Those guys came strong at the Great Smoke.
They did.
Davidoff.
Yes.
Davidoff
tends to be a little chintzy at the Great Smoke. Just being honest.
No.
Those guys came strong.
I think there was a year or two we didn't invite them.
Yeah.
They brought a strong team. They brought good guys in. Jack and Law, good guys.
Law, Tom was there with them.
Tom, I forget that Tom's out there. Yeah, exactly.
Tom's with Davidoff now. Yeah, no, they came strong for the Great Smoke. That was good to see.
They did. It was good to see. It was good. Like the Big Four were at the Great Smoke too. So I mean, that was good too to see the Big Four at the Great Smoke.
Right.
Yep.
Do that.
Never left. They never left the Great Smoke.
No,
never.
Nope.
We tried to get rid of him. We tried to get rid of a few of them a couple times.
Really, literally.
They redeemed everybody. Everybody redeemed himself this year. A lot of
I take pride on that because honestly, when the event's that good, it's important for them to redeem and come back and do stuff. Then you got a good event, right?
Right.
Otherwise, you just wouldn't give a shit. They'd walk away.
Yep. Right. Yep. All right. Last story. CLE announced a new core line under their CLE brand. They are bringing in a CLE Maduro. It's not the first time they've done Maduro and CLE, but I think they've done some shuffling of certain brands, and now they just have a CLE Maduro. And it's again San Andreas is the theme of this. So big theme of the year to San Andreas is what a lot of us are saying. It's a well-priced box press line in 5 sizes: 4x40, 5x50, 6x54, 6x60, and the 11-18 size. Well priced, again, between $5 and $11.66. So that's a pretty well affordable size. I also think with the CLE line, if you look at that, they really upped the packaging in the last couple of years. I think that was always hurting that line. I think they got some really nice packaging now with CLE, where they've gone through a couple packaging changes as well, and they've gone through too many, I think. But this one I hope they keep because this is nice.
So, question. I'm glad there's another basically retailer, somewhat of a retail, been in the retail.
Mm-hmm.
Is it me? Maybe it's just our store. I don't know. Have any of the CLE lines caught traction? There's that whole company living on Asylum. Yeah, the silence tells me a lot. The silence tells me a lot. I can't think of one. I don't have one in my store. I think the most successful one I had was the 20th anniversary one that had movement and traction for a while, but it's been passed now.
That was a great cigar. It was my cigar.
Great cigar.
My cigar to you is a 20-year.
You see it move up there at all, John? Does she carry CLE, the regular CLE lines?
No.
Does she carry Asylum?
Yes.
Man, yeah. Asylum's been their workhorse. There's no question about it.
I think it's the only horse they got.
Yeah, CLE for some reason, like you said, I agree. And not that it's a bad cigar. It's just the
No,
traction
no.
on it is like
Right.
it's spinning its tires in the mud. It's like
I don't think the name, the marketing, the packaging is hitting home with anybody.
It doesn't, and it doesn't
Not resonating with
coincide with Christian Aroa. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. Like the guy's got so much history, and it
But
just.
here's the problem: Christian Aroa sold his company, started a new company, but he ain't doing it. I mean, you don't see him out there. He's not, So there's not even. You want to put your name on a company, work the personal connection, because there's a whole new era of cigar smokers that weren't around during your first show.
Right.
So, yeah, I just, me and Christian go way back. I don't see anything catching with the CLE line. I just think that whole company's riding the asylum train right now. And what was that? Winwood was one of their projects.
Winwood was
Caldwell?
Yeah, then they tried to bring it back after Caldwell too.
Mistake.
But they, that Winwood was
That's
supposed to be the
where
whole
Caldwell
Miami.
got
That was the
the
whole
cigar
Miami
industry.
thing. They had that factory. You remember
Yeah.
back?
That's how
back
Caldwell got in the cigar industry.
Yep.
And then they did one with Grace Sotolongo. I even forgot what it was called.
Hechicera.
Yeah.
Which was good. They were good
I
cigars,
was
actually.
like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
Yeah.
Hechicera. Yeah. So
He was with Edgar
anything
Hoyle
he's
for a while.
done, looks like Asylum is the only horse that left the gate.
But they have, I would say, they have really good products in these other ones too.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, the Aroa stuff is as good as I've had some of that stuff. It's
the
really
black.
good.
I like the black is
The black, yeah, that dark.
Oh,
I think
what
they
was
call it
the dark Corojo? The dark Corojo. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was called the dark. Yeah, the CLE dark.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with the product. It really
Yeah.
doesn't. Christian and his dad are generational farmers and tobacco people. They know their shit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a product problem. I think it's a branding problem that they have, really.
Yeah. Cooper, you
Anything
got
else
one
you got,
more.
Coop?
That's it. No, that's all I got.
No, you got one more. You sent me
Oh
one
wait,
more.
do I have one more? Let me see. Do I have one more?
Sent me
Oh,
one
I do
more.
have one more. I'm sorry. Yes, I do have one more. My screen was cut off. Yes. So here's another. Oz Family Cigars has announced their fourth release. The Caratoba. And this is a cigar. This is the first cigar. This is Tim Osgood and his company. His first three releases he was making with Ernesto Perez Carrillo in the Dominican. He's going to Nicaragua with this one. And he is making a dark Sumatra. So the name Caratoba is a combination of two words. Kara, which is the Turkish word for dark or black. And Toba refers to Lake Toba, a large volcanic region in northern Sumatra. So I think that you can see it's a dark. They have little dark bands and everything with that. So this one is going to be coming out at the trade show. I don't have the pricing info on this one yet. But three sizes is coming out. So this will be at the trade show.
I liked him. I like his product. He makes good cigars. I don't know why he's gone the Nick Melillo school of naming cigars. Every cigar is either can't pronounce it or you have to ask what it means.
Well, I agree, but I tell you
And
what,
it's cool. I know it. I like that. He ties it in with heritage, and it's all kind of always has like a Turkish. But always, I'm like, well, I got to look up what the hell it means with his.
I
cigar.
tell you what I do like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because honestly, I can't keep track of all this shit nowadays. It's like amazing. But this is the first Ozinger cigar that I've seen that I haven't said, oh, that looks just
It
like
looks
all the
exactly
other
like the
fuck-
other
Yeah,
one.
I agree.
Whether it's pie or Bosphorus, I can't tell them apart. I mean, you could tell the pie ones, but the other
No,
ones,
but Bosphorus, and what is the other one? Aramis or something?
I can't tell
Aramis
them
and
apart.
First
The pies
Sat.
by stick all look the same to me. I can't tell them apart when I see them. So this is nice to see that this is something that is completely new, stands out, won't be confused with anything.
So
I bet you this might be his most popular release.
So I really liked him. He's a great guy. I've gotten to meet him several times.
Great human being.
Something's missed. Something's not connecting with him right now, and I don't know what it is. I think he may still be a little stuck in the CAO days, how the industry works. It's just he needs to kind of get more into a grassroots effort to connect with people, I think, with these brands, in my opinion. I just haven't. I mean, he's out there. He's doing events. I'm not saying he's not doing events, but I just don't see him in more of a grassroots. Like I think he needs to go to some of these smaller brick and mortars and just start building the momentum that way, in addition to kind of going to the other way. I just think he needs to do a little more with this, because we know he could do the job here. Yeah.
Grassroots is something you do when you're hungry and you're starting out and you really need to work it from the bottom up. He's made it. They're part of cigar history already.
Right.
But I think it's more than that. The product, once again, great meaning, but too complex to really connect with anybody. The stories, the background. It's not.
This is the best packaging I've seen of his. I agree with you on this, Abe. Sharp, clean. Yeah.
I know it sounds like I'm constantly licking his ass, but it's just the fact of it's a masterclass, right?
Yeah.
Steve Joe's got a story, but it's real simple. My hoe, the lake where I fish. It's not these complex, umbagog, it's the lake where I fish. It's not these complex.
That's why
it's just hard to resonate,
And I think, I agree.
Fuck, the one that basically means like your side piece girlfriend or whatever it is, I forget.
Micarita.
Yeah, thank you. So I mean, just simple stuff. I think he has to. I think the branding's been tough. It's just hard. It's hard, and I know everybody says it's not about the packaging, it's not about the cigar, but something has to lure you in to try something new. Like if you're part of our Cigar of the Month Club, that's one of the great processes, because you're gonna be forced to try new stuff all the time. We try to get every new brand we bring in the part of our Cigar of the Month Club. It's the best way to be exposed to a lot of new smokers, right? But if you're not in something like that, there has to be something that says, "Oh, I like that," or I hear that story. I don't see Tim on social media at all. Now I could just be missing him because I don't follow him.
A little bit on Instagram, but not much. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a
Instagram,
connection.
you're never going to connect with people on Instagram. I've said it.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that too.
I've said it with 5 years. Instagram's just great if you know how to take great photography and great pictures that like 10,000 people could hit a heart button and move on and slide to the next picture. That's about it.
Yeah.
Instagram is good if you want to make reels, right? But posts on Instagram are absolutely worth it. Like if you want to make a reel and actually tell a story or do something, but you can connect with people on Facebook. I don't see him doing that.
No.
It's hard. It's hard to really connect. And like I said, Timmy's one of the nicest human beings. His dad was an amazing human being. I loved his dad. God rest his soul. But I was
he's
really
our
hoping
guest after PCA. After PCA, he's going to be our guest on the show. So
he's a great interview, and he's a great interview. He's got great stories.
Yeah.
Get him to do some imitations. We always come up with one at the trade show, a unique one for him to try out. So
the first time we were going to have him on a little while ago, and the first time was his fault. Second time was our fault. It was my fault. First time he had something happen and he canceled. So we're like, okay, down the road. Candy had somebody I booked.
He couldn't do it in the middle of Publix like I did.
No, he couldn't. That was a classic. That's still talked about to this day.
Classic.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Great guy. I really have gotten, like I said, I gotten to know him better. I didn't really know him when he came back in. I kind of just think he's still stuck in a little bit of 1995. And Abe, remember when he did the regional series of Italia, Brazil?
Yeah,
that that connected with a lot of people. It got people into tobacco. Instantly. It was all on point, that stuff.
Do you remember their tagline in the Cigar Aficionado ads?
I'm trying to remember it. No, I don't.
I'm blanking.
Cuban Schmoobin.
Yes. Cuban Schmoobin.
Right. I thought it was brilliant.
And he's working with the same guy who, was his marketing guy, is what I'm saying too.
I know.
Yeah. So it's not like he's working with a different guy. John's still there. I don't
know how much effort they're putting into his side of the company. I'm not sure. I mean,
it's very different. I think even though they're run the same, even like getting press information, it's a lot easier out of Crown Heads than them. Than Osgood. It's been a little tougher on that side. So it should be all the same, in my opinion. Because like I said, I know Tim can do the job well. I mean, that's the thing. I know he can. and I know he makes. And I do like his products. So, but something's missing. I just think it's not connecting. So I hope this is a step in the right direction.
That's actually one that I'm going to be looking forward to trade show to try.
I think this is going to be a great cigar. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Is that all you got for the news this week?
That's
Coop?
all I got this week.
All right. Please always check out our dear friend William Cooper's site for up-to-the-date news, always teaser and rumor-free at cigar-coop.com. There you go.
There you go.
Are we starting the, what is this season now, 12 or 11?
I think it's 11. Pretty sure it's
I
11.
thought it was 9, but okay.
No. It's 11. It's 11.
No, we definitely had 10. All right, season 11, Tail of the Tape, premieres right now.
All right. Tail the Tape, season 11. We are counting down the top 10 greatest TV dads.
I will say this. I want to have a little discussion. Was this as difficult for anybody else like it was for me?
Yeah.
I made it more difficult for myself.
Same with me, yeah.
I actually made it more difficult.
I simplified it for myself because otherwise it was going to be too difficult. So I set a parameter or whatever, like this is the qualifications or prerequisites on how I made my picks. It wasn't about how great of a dad they were, what type of a dad they were on the show. None of that bullshit, because there's too many of those. It's an endless list of amazing dads because it's easy to be an amazing dad on TV because it's written for you. My parameter came down to is how much did I enjoy watching them as a dad? If I had to choose between this guy and this guy to not watch this guy anymore, I'd prefer to watch this guy over this guy as a father. And that was the easiest way I could come up with some kind of standard to rate these people. What did you use, Alex? You made it harder for yourself.
I did. So my list will be the top 10 TV dads who are either actually villains, bad guys, mob guys, street guys. So this is the best of the worst of TV dads.
So you went totally bad. One genre of TV dads.
Yes.
Coop, do you have any?
I went with the parenting theme, and I looked at them as a parent. And I'm not saying they had to be the perfect parent, but I looked at those parenting moments that they gave me on the show. And I looked at not necessarily so some of the characters I may be my favorite characters of all time, but I wanted to rate it in terms of how they were as a dad. So as we go through it, you'll see maybe there's a couple on the list. I thought you loved that guy. I'm like, and it would be number one. I'm like, well, as a dad, it was a little different, is what I'm saying. So,
all right, interesting. All right, so who wants to go first here? All right, I'll go first.
Yep.
My pick coming in at number 10. God, I love this guy. One of my favorite characters on TV. Rates low up there because it wasn't. I mean, as a father, what he did was great and what the show meant, but it wasn't really about, so much about being a parent. It was a lot more complex. But George Jefferson.
Oh, good pick.
Him and his son Lionel, and
yeah,
the hippie neighbors. I mean, it was a great show. Sherman Hemsley was awesome at it. I mean, no matter whatever role, he will always be George Jefferson in every human being's mind.
Yeah.
He came in. This is how I did it. Just who I really enjoy watching, man. And there isn't a time, no matter what, you can enjoy watching Sherman Hemsley play George Jefferson. So he came in on my list at number 10.
Number 10, George Jefferson, Philadelphia native, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Great pick. All right, I'll jump in here. My number 10 pick coming in strong is Walter White, the murderous drug dealer, Walter White. But see, the thing that people seem to forget is the reason Walter White is a murderous drug dealer was literally because he got cancer diagnosis and didn't want to leave his family with nothing when he died. So in his twisted, warped world, Walter White was doing what he could as a dad to provide for his family. Walter White, number 10.
Coop.
All right, cool.
All right. my guy is probably known more as a TV husband, but he did become a TV dad on the series. But he's considered probably one of the most iconic TV husbands. But his dad moments were fantastic, and that is Ricky Ricardo, Desi Arnaz. There are some great scenes and moments in that show where, whether it's Ricky Ricardo playing the bongos with his son, or whether he's going on a fishing trip with his son, there was just there was a connection, and I felt like he was just a really, really good father on that show. He could make me laugh, and it was great. So while he's known as the TV husband of Lucy, I loved him in that dad role as well.
Lucy, I'm home.
I like it.
Johnny, off the top of your head, what's one of your favorite TV dads of all time?
And Johnny's pick the mic again.
Johnny's mic uncut.
Now we know why he calls himself Uncut.
Uncut.
Nothing. Nope.
Johnny's mic's uncut.
Nope.
No, listen, it's coming up on that time anyway, John. It's hitting that closing hour. This is a good show. It was a fun show for us. Way to come back from the Great Smoke. Many, many thanks to John. No, you're not coming through, pal. Many, many thanks. Nope. To our good friend John Reamer, Johnny Smokes, for being our guest host. John, thanks for helping make this Saturday out there for everybody. We hope we entertained you all. We hope you had a little fun. And we have one more show before the PCA, right?
Yes. Yep.
We'll be back next week with another guest host. Stay tuned to figure out during the weekend who that's going to be. But until next week, everybody, keep it lit.